Hello, welcome. What you're about to see is not for the faint-hearted. What you're about to see is what I like to call the scary doors. Good luck. Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats and Reviews, and I watched the 31st episode of the Twilight Zone. You know, I noticed that the shorter episodes, well, the ones from 25 minutes, are usually the fun ones. Well, yesterday's was fun, and I think the day before was also fun. This one was fun, so let's just start. My hair's a fucking mess. We see in here television, and television talking, play, and then we see the people, playing, watching television. It's it's a pair of parents, a couple. They're looking pretty young, so I didn't know if they were parents or not. But they're sitting on the couch. We see they're sitting there and eating popcorn. In the back, we see a pair of stairs. And the stairs again. Like that. And we see a girl, coming down the stairs. When she is here at the plateau, and she looks back, and the lights go out. She's a bit scared, so she starts running downstairs. Now, we see that, she's a bit more out, eating popcorn, and the girl, runs to them too. Runs to them. She says, "Dad, I'm scared." Well, shouldn't you be at bed already? Something like that. There's a man in my room. Well, they look at each other, and the mom says, "Well, you probably had a nightmare." "No, I saw him." So the dad went upstairs with her. They went into a room, and there's nobody. And he puts her at bed. Says something. "I was also scared when I was your age." And what helped is to go under the blankets. That's the weakness. So these are okay. Well, first, when they came in, he turned on the light, and the guy that he thought she saw was a chair and a pair of clothes. But so back to where I was. So talked from on the blankets, and so he went back to the door. So she's laying in bed, and he turns off the lights. And then we see, I don't know how to describe it. We see Vietnam. The war of Vietnam. That's basically what we see. And he is off. What the fuck? Scared, and he turns back on the lights. Gone. Turns back off. Just the same room, just normal, but then with the lights off. And we're gonna leave it at that, because if you don't know what's gonna happen next, watch the episode yourself. I think this episode, or this story, is written by George R.R. Martin, because it said it in the front credits. You usually have some credits at the beginning, from starring, just like we still have right now. Look at Family Guy now. You see the name, and I think it said written George R.R. Martin. I thought, what? George R.R. Martin, the guy who has written Game of Thrones and books. I thought, oh shit, I didn't know. Well, it kind of makes sense. He's old enough to you know. But I didn't know he was that. Well, maybe he wasn't that known back then, but probably he was. But still, it was kind of interesting to see his name pop up. Yeah, that's it. It was just a very good episode. I enjoyed this episode. It was very interesting when you with lights on, lights off, pretty interesting. Go watch the episode yourself, but don't forget to leave a like, recommend a good show down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come to our Discord. After we watch the Twilight Zone, we're gonna do, not this episode of Twilight Zone, but after we finish this version of the Twilight Zone, we're gonna do Squid Game first. And maybe Wild Boys. Or another show. Then we're going back to the Twilight Zone, but this episode of the Twilight Zone gets a high 4.05. It was just a very good episode. Go watch yourself, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time.